this video I want to show you how to crochet this pizza slice. I have a few topics like a salami, onion ring, 2 types of olives, a basil leaf, this is bell pepper, a mushroom and a piece of ham. And this is the pizza slice with cheese, tomato sauce and a nice crust. And I want to show you how to do this. And if you make 6 of these, you can even make a whole pizza. For this project, you will need a lot of colors, but it depends on what you actually want to do. So these are all the colors I will use. And the weight of the yarn is for 2.5 to 3 millimeters. And I will use my size 2 crochet hook for this. Before we start crocheting, I need to explain something about the increase we will do for a pizza slice. You would imagine that it's okay to do increases at the beginning and at the end of your rows. And I'm telling you, that's not the case, because you would end up with a pizza slice with this shape. And that's just it doesn't look like a pizza, because you want this to be round. So you can make 6 pieces and you end up with a round pizza. So what we will do is we go back and forth like this. So this way, this way, this way. Always doing a turning chain and then go back the other way. And we will increase within this part. So when you go this way, you will increase within the first half. And try always to alternate the position. Don't do it always in the middle of the first half, otherwise you will end up with another geometrical shape. Just do your increases somewhere in between here. So in each round, always alternate a little. And obviously when we go back the other way, it's the same. So I will show you in a second. I just wanted to tell you the difference between this and this. And don't do this, you will end up with a pizza slice like this. All right, I have my light brown yarn for the dough and my crochet hook. And I will do a magic ring. I will go through the yarn like this, get it on the hook and twist it, get the yarn again and pull it through this little loop. All right, we have our magic ring. And into this magic ring, I will only do 1 single crochet. But I just think the magic ring looks better than any chain to do this. So we have our 1 single crochet and I will do a turning chain. Each row will end with a turning chain. Flip your work and now we will do 2 single crochets in that 1 stitch. We will do 1 increase each round, just 1. So this is our increase now, and I will do a turning chain again. Flip your work again and now we have 2 single crochets, and I will do an increase in the first stitch now, 1 and 2 in the same, and then I will do just a regular single crochet. This is a little feels small. Get both loops. Okay, and regular single crochet. Do not split the yarn. And we do a turning chain. And now we flip the work again. So now we have 3 single crochets. I will do an increase in the first stitch again. And I only do this at the beginning. I don't want to do my increases in the first stitch, as I explained to you, because otherwise you will end up with a perfect triangle shaped pizza. So this is my 3rd single crochet and my 4th. I will do a turning chain and flip the work again. So now we have 4 single crochets, and now I will do my increase on the 2nd stitch because I don't want to do it all the time at the same position. So my increase, Then we have a single crochet and a single crochet. All right, another turning chain and flip the work again. And we again do one increase at the front or in the first half of the row. So I do my increase here, and then I do just single crochets to the other side. This yarn. All right, so we flip the work again, and I will do another increase in the second one. Just try to not always use the same spot, and then just single crochets all the way to the other side. Last single crochet. All right, we have this turning chain, flip the work, and I will do an increase in the third stitch now. So more towards the middle, right here. Second single crochet into the same stitch, and then we continue on to the end of the round. And you will repeat this 31 times. So we need 31 rows or 31 single crochets. So again, I will do it somewhere in the beginning. I will do it in the second again. So I do my increase here, and then single crochets all the way to the end, and just keep going until you have 31 stitches, and then we will figure out how to do the crust. So I finished my 31 rows of the pizza slice now, and now we will come to the crust. And to do the crust, we can't just do 2 rows and then roll it in and sew it down, because as you can see, if we do this, it would stick out, or it's just not the right shape. So the next 2 rounds we will decrease again what we just increased. So we will go from 31 back to 30 by doing 1 decrease. I will do my decrease at the beginning again, just like I did my increase. So just go a few single crochets. And then I will do a decrease. I will go through the loop, through a stitch, get the yarn, go through the next stitch, get the yarn, and then pull through all 3 loops. And then I will crochet all the way down to the end of the round, and on my way back I will do the same. So I finished the 32nd row with the decrease at the beginning. Whoops, I will do a chain, I flip my work, and I do the last round. It's round 33, and I will do a decrease again more at the beginning of the row. So 3, 4, and I will do my decrease here. So get the yarn, next get the yarn, and pull through all 3 loops. And then I will just crochet to the end. Just single crochets, no decreases, nothing. So with row 33 done, you can already see that it's bending upwards, and it has a slight shape back, like more narrow. And this means I can easily fold it now and crochet it or stitch it to this part right here. I just go like 2 rows down, and then I will stitch it right here. The next part we need to do is the cheese part. It's the same as the dough part, but only up until 25 stitches, so 25 rows. So if you need help with this, just rewatch the dough part, and we meet again when we get to the 25, because then we will add the wavy line and the tomato sauce. So I finished my 25 rows of cheese and I ended up with 25 stitches. And the next row we will do is the one that will give you this wavy part. And we will start with, of course, a turning chain, which I forgot. And then we will do 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 treble crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 single crochets, and back up. So let's do this together. So I will do 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Then I will do a half double crochet, yarn over, go through the loop, get the yarn, and pull through all 3 loops at the same time. Do that again. Then we do 2 double crochets. So yarn around the hook, through, get the yarn, and then first only through 2 loops and then through the rest of the loops. Do that again. Through 2 loops and through the other 2 loops. And then we do a treble. Means we wrap the yarn around the hook twice. We go in, we get the yarn, we go through 2 loops, we go through 2 loops, and we go through 2 loops. We do that again, twice around the hook, 2, 2, and 2. And now we go back down. So we will do a double crochet, through 2 and through 2, do that twice, 2 and 2, and then we do a half double crochet where we go through all 3 loops at the same time. We do that again. And we end with a slip stitch, a single crochet. All right. So this is the wavy line for the cheese. And now we switch to the red yarn. We will undo the very last loop we did on this single crochet, switch to the red, pull through in a second, pull through, and chain 1. So now we have a color change to red. We will kind of reverse the pattern now. So on top of the single crochet we just did to end the round, we will do a treble. So through 2 loops, 2 loops, and 2 loops. I'll pull on the yellow yarn a little bit. The next one was 2 half double crochets. We will do 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2, and another one. 1 and 2. Then we will do 2 half double crochets on top of the double crochets of the previous round. So 1 and 2 half double crochets. And then we're on top of the treble where we will do single crochets. And now just go with the pattern we did before. So after the 2 single crochets, we go with 2 half double crochets through all the loops, through all the loops, then go double crochet, 1 and 2, oops, then we do the treble, 1, 2, 3, and again 1. Oh, I have to wrap it around twice, so it's 1, 2, and 3, and the very last one, 1, 2, and 3. And this is our tomato sauce cheese part. So we will attach this to our pizza, to our dough, and also make the crust. But I will leave a very long yarn tail on the yellow to go around the whole dough. And now I will weave in all the yarn I don't need, which means the bottom of the dough, the bottom of the cheese, and the red strands from the tomato sauce. All right, it's time to sew down the crust. These are the 2 rows I did decreases on, so from here to here. I hope you can see it. So where the fold is. And I will go down 3 rows down to here, and this is where I will attach my crust. I measured it with the cheese part I have. This is about the perfect distance for like everything to fit together. So I will just go through this first loop here, and then I will, here, this is the row I'm doing. And then I will just go around the post of the single crochet. I will go through the next loop. I will go around a post, like I went around this one, I will skip the next and I will take the other one. I will come back to the crust and go through a loop, but I also skip a loop here. So I will just keep doing this. I will skip a post and I will skip a loop. So I'm done with my crust now. Everything's connected. I weaved in the yarn, and the next thing now is connecting the cheese to the dough. I left a very long yellow yarn tail. I will line this up perfectly, and then I will start connecting the cheese to the dough. And I'm not going to go through like this because I don't want the yellow yarn to be visible from the bottom. So I will just take a few stitches of the dough, and then I will come through the cheese, and then I will go back down about 1 row below, try to get a few stitches from the dough again, and then come back to the top. You don't see the yellow here and you don't see the yellow here. So just go around like this and connect it. And when you get to this corner here, just go along the yellow edge. It's okay that the red edge is not connected. I did the same here. I only connected it here on the row before we did the wavy line. So that's okay. So I finished attaching the cheese. I did it in this row, which is perfectly fine. It's okay if this moves a little. And I will weave in the yarn now. But if you want and you're not happy with the floppy red part, you can always take red yarn or leave some longer yarn to attach that to the dough as well. I did attach it on this pizza slice just to show you how it looks, and it's up to personal preference. I will leave this piece like this, and I will also leave some without the tomato sauce attached. So we will do this salami now. I'm using a darker red, so it's not the same color as the tomato sauce, and I will start with a magic ring. Put the yarn around your thumb like that. Go with the hook in here, get the yarn, twist it, get the yarn again and pull through here. And you have your magic ring. And into this magic ring we will do single crochets, 6 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I will work in closed rounds. So I will pull on this, And then I will go into the very first single crochet of the round, and I will do a slip stitch and a chain. And now we will do the regular increases you usually do with a flat circle. So in the next round we will go from 6 to 12 stitches by doing increases in each stitch. So 2 single crochets in each stitch. My first stitch was the one I did my slip stitch in. So this is my second increase, third, number 4, number 5, and number 6. So this is the last one. If you get confused, please use a stitch marker. So this is, you can always count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is our first stitch, or our first single crochet. And we'll do a slip stitch through this and a chain. All right, and in the next round we will do 1 single crochet and 1 increase. Repeat that all the way around. So 1 single crochet and 1 increase. Repeat all the way around. So I ended my round with a slip stitch and a chain again. We did 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and we're up to 18 stitches now, and we will do 2 more rows. So the next one is 2 single crochets and an increase, which will give us 24 stitches. So go through the first stitch where we did the slip stitch, 1 single crochet, then another single crochet in the next stitch, and in the third stitch we will do our increase. So 2 single crochets in 1. Single crochet, increase. Repeat all the way around. So I'm at 24 stitches now, and I will increase to 30 stitches by doing 3 single crochets and an increase. So I forgot to do the chain. So it's 1 single crochet here, another one here, and another one, and in the 4th stitch we will do an increase. So 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. Repeat all the way around. So my salami slice is done. I ended the row with just a slip stitch, no chain this time. So I will fasten off and weave in both red yarns. And now I will take a piece of that whitish yarn and do these speckles of like fat. You could leave your salami like this if you want, but I decided to go with that. So I will weave in the yarn now for about, I don't know, 2 stitches. And then I will just go through 1 stitch up and down, just like this. Let's go just down. And then up again and down again. I always go through twice. And then, so we have 2 on the back side as well. We move. We just go to another spot and try to hide the white in the stitches so it's not visible. So I just go over here, come out here again, and then I will do 2 here. So down, up, down again and up again. And then I will move again. And I will do this more to the middle, more to the outside, just so we have a few white spots laid out like everywhere on the salami. And my slice of salami is done, and we can go to the next one. Now I want to show you how to do this little piece of ham, which is just we will start with a slip knot, just like this. And then we will do, we will chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we crochet back. And before I do that, I will do a turning chain. And I will work on the back of my chain. On the back of my chain, I have these tiny loops, which I will go through on my way back. So I skip my very first chain. This one I will skip. This is the back of my turning chain. So I will go through the back loop of the next stitch and do a single crochet. Then we go through the next loop, 5 single crochets in total. So this is my number 2, 3, 4, and number 5. And we're at the end of the round. Then we will just do a chain, a turning chain, flip the work, and do again 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 5. And then we will do a turning chain, flip it again, do another 5, 1, 2, 3, and it's very straightforward, it's very easy, 4 and 5. Let's do one more turning chain, flip it again, and do the last row of 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, number 5. And now I will just fasten off and weave in these two, and our piece of ham is done. The next thing is our basil leaf, and for this I will, with green yarn, make a slip knot like this, and then I will do a chain of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now we will turn our chain and work on the back chain. So if you look closely, you see these loops here in the back. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. And I will skip the first 2 and work in this third. And I will do a slip stitch. A single crochet, sorry. 1 single crochet. The next stitch is a half double crochet. Put the yarn around your hook. Find the next loop. Yarn over, pull through. And now yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook at once. The next is an increase with 2 double crochets. Put the yarn around your hook, find the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Then we only go through the first 2 loops and the other 2 loops. We do that again in the same stitch. So then we do a treble crochet. Put the yarn around your hook twice, find the next stitch, go in, yarn over, pull through. And now we only go through 2 loops at a time. So 1, 2, 3. Then we do in the next stitch 2 treble crochet, so another increase. Only go through 2 loops, 2 loops, 2 loops. Repeat in the same stitch. Oh, of course I have to wrap around twice. Go through 2 loops, 2 and 2. Then we do another treble crochet in the next stitch, just 1. Always go through 2 loops. Then we do 1 double crochet through 2 and through 2, a half double crochet, pull the yarn through all 3 loops, and a single crochet, and we are at the end of our chain. Now we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now I will work on the back of the chain. I will skip the first stitch and I will go in through the second one. So this right here is the first one, this is the second, and I will do only slip stitches. So I will get the yarn and pull it right through the loop. 1, 2, 3, and number 4. And now we work on the back of the chain. So we came this way, we did our chain, slip stitches, and now we go back this way. And we can also take this piece and crochet it in so we don't have to weave it in later. So what we will do next is a slip stitch into the first chain, which is, if you look closely, wait, let me pull this here. It's this one. It's the one right after the knot, after the slip knot. So I go in here. Now I take my yarn so I can weave it in and do a slip stitch. Into the next stitch, which is this one, I will do a half double crochet. So put the yarn around your hook, go in, get the yarn, pull through all 3 loops. Then we do a double crochet in the next stitch. And always make sure you have this yarn piece in between your hook and your working yarn, so you can hide it. I will do a treble crochet in the next stitch now, which is this one, through the first 2, whoops, another 2 and another 2. Then I will do treble crochet in the next stitch. It's this stitch. So 1, and another 1, 1, 2, and 3. I will do another treble crochet in the next stitch in this one, always hiding the yarn from the beginning. Then I will 2 double crochet. I will do 2 double crochet in the next stitch, so an increase, 1 double crochet, and another one. Come on. And then we will do a half double crochet in the next stitch. So through all 3, a single crochet in the next stitch. And if you did it correctly, you will be at the very last stitch now, and you will just do a slip stitch right through, okay, right through the loop. All right, and our leaf is done. You can see this cute wavy line. I will fasten off, and I already crocheted this piece in, so I can just cut it. The only thing left to do is to weave in this piece, and we have a basil leaf. The next thing is the olive. I have an olive slice and a whole olive, and I will do both. Like, I will do it in green because you can't see the black on camera, but you can just make black olives if you want. So I take my green yarn and I do a slip knot like this, and then I will chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I will close my chain with a slip stitch. Make sure you don't twist your chain. Fold the inside more or less and go through the first loop you did. This is my first loop, and do a slip stitch and a chain. All right, this is the beginning of our olive. I will now do 6 single crochets, so each stitch gets 1 single crochet. I will start with the one I just did a slip stitch in. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have the last stitch, number 6, like this, and we will end our round by going through the very first single crochet of this round and do a slip stitch and a chain. All right, this is the beginning of our olive. And the next thing we will do is an increase. I will chain 1, and I will do 2 single crochets in each stitch to get to 12 stitches. So 1 single crochet and another single crochet. So this is my first increase. This is my second increase. And always 2 single crochets in one for 6 times to get from 6 stitches to 12. That was number 3, number 4, number 5, and then I have my last stitch here, number 6, so 2 in 1, and I will go through my first stitch and close with a slip stitch and a chain. So this is the beginning, or this is our olive. If you take a pencil and you go through this loop again, or through this hole, and I try to make it bigger because mine looks really small now. All right, my opening is a little bigger now. And this is our olive slice. So if you do a chain, 6 single crochets, and then up to 12, now you could fasten off, and this is your olive slice. And to get the whole olive, I will go back into my chain or my loop here. I will now do, I have it twisted. I will now do 3 rows of just 12 single crochets. There will be no increase, no decrease, nothing. Just 12 single crochets. So 1 single crochet in each stitch. Always end the row with a slip stitch and a chain. And I will do this off camera now. So I am done with my 3 rows of just 12 single crochets. And now we will get to the point where we close our olive, and we will go from 12 stitches to 6 by decreasing each 2 stitches. So go in through the first one, get the yarn, go through the second one, get the yarn, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And repeat that for 6 times. And then I will find the first stitch of my row, which is this one, and I will do a slip stitch. No chain, just a slip stitch, because our olive is done. Can cut the yarn now, just fasten it off, and there you have your olive with 2 openings, and it's the same pattern you could use for the slices. Next I want to do the onion ring. I decided to do a purplish onion, and I want to show you a different approach to the chain. I will need a chain of 18 to do this, and if you want, you can totally do a regular chain of 18 stitches, but I want to show you a nicer chain. So for this we will need a slip knot, but leave a longer yarn tail here. So I will do my slip knot, and now instead of just doing a regular chain, I will wrap this yarn around. I have here the longer end, and then I will do a chain, and I will go through both loops at the same time. So number 2, wrap the yarn from the front to the back around your hook. 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 18, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you look, this gives us a really nice chain. You can use this for various projects, not just for this. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so we have our ring now, and I will take this and just close it with a slip stitch. I will go through the very first. So I have my slip stitch here, and now I will change to purple, and now I will do 1 chain. Just go through here. All right, and I will, while I go around, I will hide this yarn. I will do 18 single crochets around, and you can see, you just have the same as you have with a chain, and this is where we will go through. I will find the first one I did the slip stitch in, and I will do my very first single crochet in that one, and then I take the next, so number 2, and I will go all the way around, and always hiding this piece of yarn. So I go through this stitch here, get the yarn, and always hide the yarn end inside for a few more stitches. So this is stitch number 4. This is the last one for me to hide the yarn, and then I will just do single crochets around. So go through this V shape. 5, go through the V shape. 6, all the way around. 7. So I just completed my last single crochet, number 18, and I will go into the first single crochet and just do a slip stitch. And this is our onion ring, and you can just cut the yarn, fasten off, weave this one in, weave the white ones in, and this one we already hid. So this is all for the onion. You can of course do this in any color you want, and let's continue. Next up is my little piece of bell pepper. I have this in 3 colors and I will do an orange one. So I will start on the inside with a very bright yellow, and I will do the same chain we did for the onion. We will do 15 of this stitches. So make a slip knot and leave a longer yarn tail. And then for each stitch, first wrap around the hook the yarn tail. So from the front to the back. So this is number 2, 3. You could do a regular chain. This is not necessary, but it just looks better if you ask me. 6, 7, 8, whoops, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oop, almost made it too short. So make sure you don't make it too short. I will end my round with a slip stitch into the very first chain I did. That's right here. All right. And now I will switch to the orange color. And do a chain. So let's do a chain, and we can continue to crochet with the orange color. What we do next is a pattern of a slip stitch, 2 half double crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, and we will repeat this for 3 times. So let's do this together. This time I will try to take both pieces of yarn I have here and hide them in my work. So I will go through the stitch I just did a slip stitch in. Let's find it, it's right here. So I will go through here and I will do a slip stitch. And pull on the yarn. All right, this is my slip stitch. And then I will do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. It's right here. So 1 half double crochet through all 3 loops, another half double crochet through all 3 loops. Then we will do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Just find the next stitch on your chain. So through the first 2, through the second 2, and another double crochet through the first 2, through the second 2. Then we will do another increase with double crochets. So the next stitch will have 2 double crochets again. First 2, second 2. First 2, second 2. And then we will do 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So 1 and 2, and then we will do a slip stitch. And now I'm done with hiding the yarn. I will just keep crocheting like this. So I will do my slip stitch now and repeat the same pattern again. So 2 half double crochets and end the round with a slip stitch in our very first stitch. And the bell pepper is done. Just fast enough. And in this case, we only have to hide this and this, and we can already cut these 2 because we put them in our work. And your bell pepper is done. You can do this in any color you want. Next up is my mushroom, and for this I will need white and a light brown, and I will start with my white and do a magic ring, just like this. And into my magic ring, I will work 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I will not close my magic ring all the way. I want these 5 stitches to become a semicircle, just like this. So they're placed like this. And now I will switch to my light brown. Doing my turning chain. So I will do the chain in light brown. All right. And I will flip my work and I will work my way backwards now on the other side. And for this, I will take both strands I have here. I have the new light brown and I have the white because I need the white on the other side for when we switch back to the white yarn. And the light brown I just hide so I don't have to crochet it in or weave it in. All right, in the first stitch, we will do a single crochet. In the next stitch, we will do an increase, and always make sure you have both strands with you. So we will do an increase here. Then we do another increase in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Another increase in the next stitch. So this is our third increase. 1 and 2. And then we do a single crochet in the very last stitch. Just a regular single crochet. All right, now we need to switch back to our white yarn, but I will undo this very last stitch of the single crochet so we have a nice transition to our color. So this is the yarn I took with me all the way on the back side. I crocheted it in. So I will do a turning chain and I will flip my work again. So I drop my brown yarn and I'm back on my white yarn. I will do now a single crochet in this stitch. This is the first stitch of the row. And then I will do 6 increases. So 6 stitches will get 2 single crochets in one. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. The third one. Number 4. Number 5. Okay, I think number 5. And number 6. So this is our last increase here. And then we will do a single crochet into the very last stitch of the light brown row. All right. Let's cut the light brown. We don't need it anymore. And it's what we will do next is, of course, 1 turning chain. We will flip our work and then we will do a single crochet and then another increase pattern. So first let's do the single crochet. And now we will do for 6 times a single crochet and an increase, single crochet and an increase. So let's do that. Single crochet and an increase, so 2 in 1 stitch. Single crochet and an increase. So this is our second pattern. Then again, single crochet, increase, third, single crochet, increase, number 4, single crochet, increase, number 5, single crochet, increase, number 6, whoops, so this is, and in the very last stitch we do a single crochet. All right. So we're all the way here now. And what we do next is go around the corner down here to do the stem. And to do this, I will do a single crochet in the same stitch I just ended my round in. Then I will do a slip stitch in the brown part, right here, just a slip stitch. Then I will do a slip stitch in this very first white row we did. And that's it, we're down here. And now I will do a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will work our way back with double crochets, and for the first one we will do a chain of 2. This is our first double crochet. Now I flip my chain and I work on the back of my chain. So I skip the first 3 because this is the double crochet that belongs to this stitch. Put the yarn around my hook, go into the 4th from the chain and do a double crochet. Yarn around the hook, into the next stitch and do a double crochet. Yarn around the hook, next stitch, do a double crochet, 1 and 2, yarn around the hook and go into the last one and do a double crochet, 1 and 2. And this is our loose stem now, and we will attach this stem with a slip stitch. I will go in here into the white part and just do a slip stitch. And then I will do another slip stitch in the brown part and a single crochet in the corner and end my piece with a slip stitch in the very first single crochet we did. So now we have our little mushroom. Fasten off. And this is it. So the only thing left to do is weave in the yarn and we have all our toppings done. I hope you liked my little tutorial, which was in the end quite long, but now you have a lot of toppings for your pizza. Thanks for watching.